nothing like being back in church.
Masks and registration are required. COVID vaccination is encouraged to attend Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church in 3rd Ward.
But yet here I am, and here he rests.
Not yet. Everybody's still playing this, taking it easy and just taking a wait-and-see approach.
Nearly 2 years into COVID-19 and several months after vaccines were made widely available, there are more empty seats in churches now than before this pandemic started.
We were all nervous. Everyone, I think every church that had to close its doors was nervous because no one had ever experienced anything like this.
An analysis by the ABC Data Group shows churches in the northeastern U.S. suffered the largest church attendance loss, with 27% fewer people going to in-person services in October of this year compared to January of 2020, before the pandemic hit. Compare that to the southern U.S., where churches saw a 20% drop. Closer to home, Harris County is right on par with the national average, showing a 22% drop in in-person church attendance in that same time frame. Slightly less of a drop in Fort Bend County, where the vaccination rate is higher than average, and in Montgomery County, the lowest attendance loss of the three, just 15%, though also the least vaccinated.
When I walk into church, I don't know who's vaccinated and who's not, and I feel less safe in church. I feel less safe in a restaurant. I feel less safe in a sporting event. I don't go to sporting events yet. So again, the more people are vaccinated around you, the safer you are.
Dr. McDevitt with Baylor College of Medicine says it's difficult to reconcile the two, gathering as a congregation and taking a risk with your health.
Just our leaders for the last 3 weeks of October.
Pastor Marcus Cosby says through the pandemic, their congregation has actually welcomed at least a couple hundred new members thanks to their upgraded online presence.
All my life, I've never known you to fail. We haven't decreased, and that's very interesting to me. We've not decreased in any way. The people have been very generous with their gifts. They've been very generous with their time. And people across the globe, as you have said, have become a part of our experience. So we can't complain beyond the fact that we just hadn't been together until last month.
At Wheeler, the congregation actually gave more money to the church, a blessing, he says, but statistics show Wheeler's story isn't the norm.
Yes, probably good 20, 25%, but gradually people are coming back. They're realizing that they don't have to be as afraid as they once were.
Monsignor Bill Young, the pastor at St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Church, says their attendance and offerings are both down since the start of the pandemic.
I think many people have become discouraged and the fear. And whether we've lost them permanently, I don't know. It's going to take maybe a little more time for them to be a little more comfortable.
As for how they've retained a majority of the congregation through the trying times, churches have gotten creative in order to connect.
We did some workout routines with the church. We did some sing-alongs, all of these kinds of things just to keep people connected. It was a weird time.
Church through a screen is just different, but Dr. McDevitt says there's hope.
I would agree it's not the same online, but I think we have to view that as a bridge to get us through to the other side. And there is another side. I think there won't be a COVID holiday 2022 edition. I think this is the last holiday where we're going to have this sort of disruption around COVID-19.
God just showed up and made somebody in my life bless me.
Until then, on these pastors' Christmas lists, one day seeing their congregation all worshiping together again.
I think most people would look forward to it, getting back and just having a raucous worship service, in the best sense of the word of raucous. Evangelium Domini.
Courtney Carpenter, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.